Welcome to the world united. Welcome to the world united.
We are going to introduce now Stina, if I am correct. Stina Anderson, and a wonderful friend also. So I'm very happy to be able to introduce her. She's a wonderful being. And Stina is running her own Ayurvedic clinic. She's a teacher of Qigong, and is a Ayurveda life training. She's going through that, and she has a great commitment to spreading the Vedic knowledge in the northern latitude, and to implement Ayurveda on a professional level in Sweden. And she will be speaking about how we create a society with sustainable, healthy, and happy people, with inspiration from Ayurveda. Thank you, Stina, and welcome.
Thank you.
Telling you all that we also will have Christina Darylyn Nielsen coming afterwards. I don't know if they had time to introduce her in the schedule, but we will have her after Stina. Thank you, Stina, and welcome.
Thank you. So what if there's a system for all our human beings that can help us to live a healthy, happy, and long life? A system that is available for all of us, that seems to the individual and at the same time for the better for the whole society and the planet. Of course, there's such a system, and it's the most beautiful system in the world, and some of us know it as the science of life. I will soon take you on a journey that will show how you and I can benefit from it, to inspire you, but also to take a holistic approach on health in a mental, existential, and physical way. Thank you so much, Yugandhar, and thank you to Amrita, not only for what you do here today, but also that you help people getting to know the way to the heart. That's a long journey, and for me at least it was a long journey. And thank you all my teachers, my gurus, my ancestors, and who you are, who was here before me, and thanks to you who will come after me. Thank you for bringing us together and letting us sing the song of life. My name is Stina, and I am an Ayurvedic lifestyle consultant, as Anita said, and I'm also a seeker. We need to unite. People need to unite. East and West need to unite, and ancient wisdom need to unite with modern science, as well as body, mind, and spirit. Because, as you probably heard many times today, we are all one. And now is the time. It's time to create a sustainable future and a healthy society. Now is the time we've been waiting for. Each and one of us came here for a specific reason. We all have different ways. And my contribution today is how to create society with sustainable, healthy, and happy people, with inspiration from Ayurveda. So, what is Ayurveda? I will talk a little bit about what Ayurveda and how it helped me in my life as well. Ayurveda says to be the science of life, and it provides an integrated, holistic approach to the prevention and for the treatment of disease. But even more important is a system for well-being for all, a system to maintain health and how to live a long and happy life. And that is done easily by natural therapies, by lifestyle changes and the use of herbs, by exercise, yoga, and meditation. Ayurveda is said to be as old as the universe itself. And we're using it still because it works. And it's a health system that was created for mankind, because we need something that could support our living being, because sometimes we get sick. Ayurveda's main goal is actually to uplift humans and the whole society to greater spiritual knowledge that we all have inside of our hearts. So if we go into take a closer look to what Ayurveda stands for. Ayurveda is the science of the universe, but it's also the science about life. Ayus means life, but also yoga, long life, health, food, active power, Virgo, mankind, vital power, and age. So it takes a lifetime to discover what Ayurveda is all about, and probably many lifetimes. So it's not just the science of the body, it's also a holistic approach. And What that is that we can see to the whole environment where we live and our daily routines, how the season affect us and how the moon cycle affect us. And Ayurveda teaches us what we already know. It tells us that we should eat when we're hungry and sleep when we're tired, and also to rest our minds when it's too busy. It's just as simple as that. You cannot imagine how these daily routines have such an impact on our health. So why is it so important with daily routines? I would say that Ayurveda is not just a science, that is very practical knowledge and how you can live your daily life for better health on every level. So what you do in your daily life determines who you are, but also who you will become in next life. As a man's will, so is his action, and so he becomes. It's from the Upanishads. So what we do in everyday life is some kind of our religion, because it shows what we do truly value in life. Wrong habits are not only bad because they help problems it causes in this life. It also creates health, predisposition to such problems in our future life. And to know this makes us forced to take responsibility for our own health. Today, we know that over 80% of all diseases in the Western country arises from bad habits and lifestyle. So what could be more important than implementing new habits and individually medicine? So what difference Ayurveda from the Western medicine is that Ayurveda sees to the whole being, not separated. It says that it's individual, and it recognizing if one's getting sick. Ayurveda doesn't take away the symptoms. We usually see what's causing the disease in the first place. And when we get rid of that, you know what happens? Health happens. Because we are, all of us, we have the ability to have health, and it's because of the life force. And what else can Ayurveda teach us? Ayurveda is natural because it comes from nature, and we are all from nature, and that is so beautiful described in the 5 elements theory. It's the element of space, wind, fire, water, and earth, just as the old shamanic system says. Ayurveda let us know that we are some part of the elements we have inside of us, and if we are not in balance, it's because of the elements in us are not in balance. So it's easy to balance ourselves again once we get into learn this perfect knowledge. So you probably have heard of the doshas, vata, pitta, kapha, and if not, then I can really recommend you to take a quiz on the internet. It's so fantastic to learn about yourself. So what kind of techniques can we use to learn to know ourselves a little bit better with the use of Ayurveda? Well, my experience is that when we're asking ourselves, or if someone else is asking you, powerful question is the best way to learning about yourself. Powerful questions that are not supposed to be judging and curious. And why is that? That is because the question leads us to our inner higher intelligence, the one that knows right from wrong and false from truth. This higher intelligence is, of course, what's inside of us, but it's also connected to the higher intelligence in the universe. Some of us call it buddhi. Carl Jung would call it the higher self, and Amrita and Thor, I think you will call it the heart. So what will you call it, and can you feel it? I could not, but now I can sometimes. So I will take you on a journey to in my life what happened here, because I think sometimes it's easier to explain Ayurveda by their own experience. And before I learned about Ayurveda, I was asking myself many questions in life. And one of the first questions, except from who am I and what do I do here, was why does a plant grow? And that was a question I had in my biology class. And I was like 14 years old. And my teacher said, but the plant grew because of the sun and because of the moon and because of the minerals in the soil. But I wasn't satisfied with that answer. And I think we all do have the answer inside of us, but sometimes...
Okay, welcome everyone. And
we all have We all have these questions inside of us, but sometimes we don't have the right language to understand it. And I realized later that what made a plant grow is the life force, the prana. And what happened then? Well, life continued, my life continued, and I continued to ask questions, and I became an engineer and I became a manager, but the question wasn't answered there. I was actually burned out, and I had really problems with my neck pain and hurt discs, and I had shoulder pain and everything. And I realized that this is not the way to live. I was in a management course and I grabbed a book, and that book happened to be about Ayurveda. And when I opened it, I suddenly realized that here is all the answers of the question I've ever asked. And I was actually looking for someone who could help me with Ayurveda and management. And there was only one person in Sweden that could do that, and that was Eva Schinkler. Thank you, Eva, for teaching me Ayurveda from the first place. As I stepped into her office, my pulse rate were in 95 beats per minute. That was quite not good. And she told me, we cannot work with your leadership skills until your health is good. So she told me, Stina, you have to drink hot water every morning, and then you should meditate at least 10 minutes every day. And guess what happened? After 1 week, my pulse was back in my 55 beats per minute as they should be. So I took a journey and I learned more about Ayurveda, and I was so fascinated about it. And there were more questions that arise. And the next question was, who am I? And that took me even deeper on my inner journey through yoga and meditation, through shamanic healing, through ayahuasca ceremonies, and through journeys with magic mushrooms, through the beautiful language of the feminine by working with Amrita and with dreams. Amrita, just have to show this. And suddenly one day, one morning during meditation, I asked the question again, who am I? And later that day, I had the answer. It came in a way I could never foresee. Time and space disappeared. And the answer is for you to find out yourselves. So all we need is to ask the question. Some of you might already have done that, and some of you are here sharing your questions about life today. Because I think before we should know what to do in life, we really need to have this question answered. So we need to take care of our physical body, because as soon as we start to listen to our hearts, our body will probably be so happy that someone finally listens to us, and it goes bananas and symptoms arise. So before getting sick, it's good that we already have a system that we can rely on, that we can trust on, that can start on a journey that will help us healing. A system that takes us closer to ourselves and help us being well and in harmony with both ourselves and the planet. A system that can trust the body's natural way of healing, a system that knows, and a system filled with life energy, with prana. We all came here to have the experience in our own physical bodies in the relations to one another. We came here to raise our hands, to share who we are, to share our experience, and to live our own truth and to live our own lives together. Today, or last week, I started to deepen my journey in Ayurveda, and I will hopefully be the one who's sharing Ayurveda in the medical systems in Sweden. My dream is to share Ayurveda in the Nordic countries, and also using the local herbs as we are supposed to do. And as a child, I had only one dream, and I think I share that dream with so many others. It was a dream of peace on earth, and now I have discovered through my own journey, with the help from Ayurveda, that all starts within. Peace on earth means peace within, and peace within is just a way to live a healthy and happy and long life that will sooner or later lead us to the liberation of the soul. We are all one. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Stina. Wonderful. peace within means peace without. The more of us vibrating that peace within, the more we will see that peace we want to see in the world outside.